It's it's seriously an opportunity for the new staff who have joined Toastmasters Club to grab. There are legends in the club, and we learn so much from them. I have seen my friends from Babco Club Toastmasters with me growing in different district councils, standing in one line for reimbursements with all patience, learning policies, and still being with the club. They have gone beyond DTM. When I see faces like Irfan, Walid, definitely the progress I have seen, the serving I've seen is endless. So thanks to the members who have been there, I wouldn't call them old. I would say forever young, all of us who have been serving. There was one incident which I want to share. I once went to a corporate club in Bahrain, which was going to close down its Toastmasters club, and I happened to meet the top level management. This was when I was the district director when we were 7 countries. The CEO told me, the deputy CEO told me that, Mr. Ali, we need to close it down because of a lot of expenses the company is facing. I told the deputy CEO that let's have a deal. If you don't want to pay for the renewals, it's totally fine. We understand. Can you just give the venue for your staff? And they were fine with it after a lot of negotiation. So the deal was they give the venue, and the 10 members who were left out of 30 plus will pay for the renewal from their own pocket. They took the challenge. The 10 members started paying renewals from their pocket. After almost 2 terms, the deputy CEO said, you know what, we'll embrace the club once again and we will start paying for it. And this showed commitment from the small group of 8 to 10 people. And what they did when they paid from their pocket, they just wanted to prove to their management that their existence really makes a difference. To the HR directorate of the company, it really shows that there is transformation of the staff families who join the Toastmasters Club in the company. Now, sometimes many community clubs, they have this burden of paying the dues from their pocket, expenses, and we see a lot of commitments. In my past 18 years, I've seen many corporate clubs come and go. The reason, it's very easy for them, go or not go in the meeting, it's all fine. Expenses are anyway paid, renewals are paid. But when we see those corporate clubs bringing out district champions, best speakers, quality meetings, we get to learn a lot about commitment. Now, BAPCO has a mix of everything. Blessings from the management, mashallah, it's very good, plus the commitment part. So it's an unstoppable force anyway. Now, when I speak to corporate clubs, and when people ask me at times, I am in accounts department, they always give me a role of a treasurer in the club XCOM. And I tell them that's because you made that image for yourself. When you walk into your corporate Toastmasters club, keep everything aside what you do during your business hours. Try to explore something new. If they know you as an accountant in the company, surprise them by becoming a VP membership. Surprise them by becoming a VP PR. And these are the opportunities we must take. When I told about this formula to many, it really works. We sometimes stereotype ourselves with our business hours in our corporate clubs. If I am in a HR department, my Toastmasters club in the corporate still treats me like an HR person. but I can surprise them by being a sergeant at arms and understanding logistics. The beauty about these roles in the XCOM is that we add so many new layers of experience to ourselves. For example, if I am doing a degree in bachelor's, for example, in logistics, can you write in the chat what role can help me in the club XCOM to become expert in logistics? Anybody? Exactly, sergeant at arms. If I want to lose weight in physical meetings, the best thing is to go to Sharaf or go to Ashraf's and buy a nice camera with good resolution. Hang it around yourself because those cameras are heavy and start clicking pictures. And I saw many people losing weight when they stand for 2 hours and take pictures and they become VPPR later. I want to someday, once I'm done with the board, excel my skills by making newsletters. How many of you, by show of hands, can make excellent newsletters? One, two, and I can see flickering hand, three. Now, newsletter, five. Thank you. Newsletter is a great art. You take articles from people, and when they don't give you the articles, we have to write some articles by ourselves. It's a great opportunity. I want to write a newsletter someday. I want to design it someday. Who can give me this opportunity other than being a VPPR in my own Toastmasters club? Once I was sitting in a board meeting and they called a parliamentarian, an external parliamentarian. I won't name the company. I was sitting in the board meeting and then I started talking about quorum, business session, new business. I was having coffee with the parliamentarian during the break and she asked me, Ali, how you know all these things? This was back in 2010. How you know these terms, quorum, business session? Were you board member before this? I said, no, it's my first time. I just told her Toastmasters. I learned business session in Toastmasters. And she was shocked because they called the parliamentarian to handle the board session. And we get it for free in Toastmasters or for peanuts. So if you want to be part of a board someday, become a club president. If you will see the roles of the club president, most of the parliamentary procedures, the major ones, are there for you to handle the meeting successfully. If you want to be part of an international board, you can become an area or division director or even more. Our clubs are our laboratory. Sometimes people think that only by becoming an area, division, district director, or international director, you will learn so much about board, parliamentary procedures, business sessions. It's not true. What you do in the club exactly happens in district council. Nothing different happens in the district council. If you see your club budget, you need to approve it, just like your corporate does. Same thing happens in district council. Have you seen approval of club budgets in the council? How many of you have seen that process? I'm sure many. And sometimes you get migraine like Khalid Abdullah is pointing on his head. So the same process must be done even at the club level. Approval of budgets, approval of club XCOM. So choose your club. We all should do this as your laboratory for trial and error. Once we are out of these 2 hours meeting, we cannot do trial and error in the company, but we can do that in the Toastmasters Club. Let's embrace all the trial, error, enjoy learning, empower ourselves in this wonderful opportunity which we have. One thing I can tell you, I proudly take the names of few clubs in the Middle East when I sit at the board representing Middle East, and Babco is surely one of them. The history, the legacy is very strong on your shoulders. When I came in the last celebration, I told you that you brought the bar so high. Now the expectations from all of you is much higher. So maybe, inshallah, by next year, we might see a district champion, we might see an accredited speaker, or we might see the environment even being better quality, even if it is a small change. It already is, but keep raising the bar without much pressure. Enjoy and keep raising the bar. Thank you very much for having me here, my friends, and all the best to Babco Club and all the well-wishers. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, International Director DTM Ali Shahbaz, for your kind words about the corporate club, the roles of corporate club in improving its employees, the skills, different set of skills we gain from Toastmasters, that's for sure. Now it's time for us to move to our meeting captain. And tonight, we will have a very special master of ceremonies. Tonight, we are having a role model who we just celebrated with in the last few hours, his new achievement, his second BTM. Tonight, we are having someone who is really motivating all of the club members, and he took this role as a backup, and I'm sure he is always ready. So let me welcome our Master of Ceremonies today for meeting number 352, BTM Khalid Abdallah. BTM Khalid Abdallah, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, Toastmaster Ali Muhammad Ali. This is the first time that I feel that my introduction was more special than even the international director. So thank you so much for the introduction with the music as well on. Let me recognize, even in their absence, Babco management for all of their supports and to this beloved club. International Director, Brother DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali. Division D Director, DTM Suresh Babu. And we sometimes forget that we have the PQD and the Area Director in the house. So let me recognize also Area 14 Director, DTM Abdul Hadi Al-Attar. All of the members of Babco Toastmasters Club, District 20 and beyond, and our beloved guest. Good evening to all of you. Happy National Day, happy 50th National Day for us, specifically in Babco and for Bahrain and for the whole world. It's a big achievement, it's a big milestone. And today we chose a theme, giving back to Bahrain, because we are a big believer that we are all here, one way or the other, for Bahrain. And exactly this is included even for my beloved friends and brothers and sisters, the expat. I sometimes even believe that some of the expats are really more Bahrainis than few of Bahrainis that we have. Thank you so much for joining us today in our special event, the national celebration, the national celebration of Bahrain. Now we need to have an agreement today before I continue. Whenever I say Bahrain, I want you to show a heart symbol in your small video. Is that fine? All right, let me try it. Bahrain. Okay, okay. Not this heart, I meant the reaction. This heart. Yes, Toastmaster Sheikha. Don't try it, Toastmaster Arfan. All right, so let's try again. Bahrain. Okay, yes, Lulwa. There you go. Aidi Ali. There you go. Abdullah and Brahma. Okay, I just noticed that some of the hearts are not visible because of the flag, but that's fine. I can see your hearts and I can see your gestures, and it would keep our meeting enriched. So whenever I say Bahrain, okay, some of the hearts are still there. I cannot really make it that you are attentive with me or not. All right, let me go. First of all, this is as what the president just said. I'm a backup. It was supposed to be Toastmaster Fatma Hussein, and she nicely even sent me her script. So whatever I'll be saying in the few minutes, it's basically her script. So let me just tell you what she had in mind before taking, of course, before apologizing. In our last BTMC National Day celebration, Babco management delivered a very powerful message to us. It states, National Day celebration and patriotism is not holding flags, wearing red and white, or singing Bahrain songs. It is waking up every day to do our best at our job, to serve, to go back to our families and raise our kids to love and give back to our homeland. We might be holding flags and wearing nice clothes, but the real patriotism is in doing our work, and Babco is the best place to support Bahrain. Let me see whether you are using the hearts. Okay, Nan is using the heart. So Nan is following me. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. But the real patriotism is doing our work, and Babco is the best place to support Bahrain and its economy. Aren't we all proud of working here? We should be really proud to be here. My role as the master of ceremony is to take you through the celebration meeting. It is light and sweet. We would first hear 2 prepared speeches from brilliant members and enjoy a fun interactive activity. And of course, before that, we would be having a small segment of table topics. Throughout the meeting, we will talk about how Babco Toastmasters Club and how our members are giving back to our beloved kingdom of Bahrain. And there is a list that Toastmaster Fatma, specifically that day, and us in the ExCom, we thought, what would be some of the areas that we were giving back as a club, as Babco Toastmasters Club, to Bahrain? And these are the few that I had listed. And as what Ali just said, conduct YLP every summer, hosting around 50 young leaders of Babco employees. We have seen these leaders grow with us. Some who came year after year. We hear how their skills have helped them achieve success and shine in local and regional events and competitions. Second, conduct workshops on public speaking with Babco and outsiders, like Injaz students who would come to Babco Club, and our members would deliver a workshop and give the students the opportunity to proactive their public speaking skills. Third, our members playing a key and instrumental role in chartering both Zain Bahrain Toastmasters Club and Injaz Bahrain Toastmasters Club. Our members have been mentoring and helping these clubs get chartered and become amazing clubs. Fourth, taking leadership roles within Toastmasters area, division, and district. For example, distinguished Toastmaster Abdul Hadi Al-Attar is our current area director, and I quote, this is Fatma saying that we have, I'm not sure if there's a rumor, DTM Khalid Abdullah is the PQD, the second highest position in the district, looking after all clubs in Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, and Egypt. So this is what the love that we have, that we portray to the Kingdom of Bahrain through our practice, through being here as Toastmasters, challenging ourselves. Exactly, Toastmaster Zainab is attentive. Challenging ourselves to become better version of ourselves for the love of the Kingdom of Bahrain. I cannot continue until I see hearts. All right, there you go. Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you, Toastmaster Sheikh. Okay, let's move on with our agenda for today. And first role player for today's agenda is our timer. So please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Haki to state the objective of the timer role.
Thank you. Thank you, BTM Khalid. Fellow Toastmaster and honorable guest, good evening to you all. As a timer tonight, I will time the table topic speakers, the formal speeches, and I will alert each speaker of the time have left for them. I will use the background, the green, yellow, and red background. Green, yellow, and red background. For the table topic, it will be 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute, I will have the green background. 1.5, I will have the yellow background, and 2 minutes, I will show the red background. And it will stay until the speaker finish his speech. For the prepared speech, we have 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, we'll have the green, 5 minutes, the yellow, and 6 minutes, the red. And it will remain until the speaker finish. For the other speak, we have 5 to 7 minutes, and we'll have green at 5, and the yellow at 6, and the red at 7, and it will remain until the speaker finish his speech. And thank you, and let's try to stay with the agenda timing. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahmoud, for Schnarzer. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahmoud, for giving us the timing. And yes, inshallah, I will be sticking on time as much as we can, and we are, of course, enjoying it. So before I move on to the most awaited moment, hearing from 2 golden members of our beloved Babco Toastmasters Club, in giving their own effort to show their love to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Okay, timer, this does not count, being the red. You should show the heart of Bahrain. Thank you so much. And as the theme, giving back to Bahrain, we had myself, of course, Toastmaster Fatma, proposed to ask a question, and she shared it with all members. And let me just pick few responses of our members. And I will start with the most attentive member in today's session, of course, apart from Toastmaster Sheikh, as Toastmaster Zainab. Of course, but we need to see her as well coming more often. So let's read what she sent to me. So Toastmaster Zainab, for her, from my humble opinion, I think I'm giving back to Bahrain. I don't see hearts. I'll not continue. All right, there you go. I think I'm giving back to Bahrain in every single day at work and with family, through serving my beloved company, participating and volunteering whenever I can to serve the community, and creating loyalty for loving the Kingdom of Bahrain in my kids' feeling. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fatma, for Toastmaster Zainab, for always impressing us by your words. And now, let's move on to the educational session. And we have 2 amazing speakers. One, Toastmaster Haneen. I would come to her in a while. And the next would be our humorous champion, BTM Saleh. And before I move on to call them on, may I ask our Vice President of Education to indicate who would be the evaluators for both of our speakers, please? I don't see this in the agenda.
For Toastmaster Haneen will be Muhammad Ali, her evaluator, and for DTM Saleh will be Abdurrada Nawruz.
Okay, here we go. Thank you so much, our Vice President of Education. Before I call on our president, when I asked him about that same question, giving back to our beloved Kingdom of Bahrain, he said, being an active member of Babco Toastmasters Club is one of the methods I'm proud of giving back to Bahrain. I still remember the progress I witnessed in the communication skills of young leaders who participated in the last couple of BTMC YLPs. Please put your hands together to welcome our first evaluator, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali.
Thank you, DTM Khalid Abdullah. Toastmaster Haneen is attempting her level 1, project 2, second speech. So the objective of the speech is to deliver a speech, get feedback, implement feedback, and then deliver the second speech. Wish Toastmaster Haneen all the best in delivering her speech. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Muhammad, for giving us the objectives of our first speaker. And our first speaker needs no introduction, Toastmaster Haneen Al-Mahrous. When I asked her about the same questions, how is she giving back to the Kingdom of Bahrain? And she said, I represent Bahrainis youth by regularly participating in Toastmasters and developing my communication and leadership skills. Toastmasters has assisted me in effectively presenting my ideas, honing my time management skills, and gaining self-confidence. Amazing. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Haneen with the speech title, Flashback. Flashback, Toastmaster Haneen Al-Mahrous. Can we take off the slides, please? Thank you. Toastmaster Haneen, you are muted. And just to remind you to pin the timer if the timer is not visible.
Sure. Should I make a start?
All yours, yes. Eagerly waiting to hear from you.
I'd like to begin with a word my 5-year-old niece Dina keeps on repeating, which relates to why I'm here today. Dina's wonder and imagination is seamless. She uses the word why to connect the dots in her new and fascinating world. Some more or less than others are driven by this word, although we may not always find the answers. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests. In my speech today, I will attempt to answer the why and the points that I will be making. I'm hopeful that my participation in Toastmasters will make me a better person tomorrow. For those who don't know me, my name is Haneen Al-Mahrous, and I, like all of you, am a person made up of previous experiences. Whenever I introduce myself to others, the most common comment I get has to do with how uncommon my name is. Back in the 80s, when my mom used to pick up my eldest brother from kindergarten, she'd always hear the teacher calling a student by the name Haneen. The name intrigued her and captivated her attention. It was uncommon, it had a meaning, and she could personally relate to it since traveling is part of my dad's job. So she held on to the name Haneen for a few years, until I was introduced to the world. My mom looked for interesting names, but to be a fair partner, she gave my dad the liberty to name 2 out of 4 children. So this is how the sequence of child naming went. Talal, born in 1985, was named by my mom. Hamed, born in 1993, was named by my dad. Me, Haneen, born in 1996, was named by my mom. And guess what creative name my dad gave my little brother? Ahmed, which is not so far from Hamid. With that being said, it's clear to you that I grew up amongst 3 boys. My relationship with each and every one of them is very unique. My eldest brother was fun and was the father-like figure to me when my dad was not around. He was fun, supportive, in for the thrill, and made sure that we were all doing okay. In fact, I admired Talal so much that I brought him in for show and tell in KG2. Hamid is the adventurer who always and still does take me along to anything that sounds unusual, is interesting, and has a little bit of risk. Being the only girl, I wanted someone with me at home that I could relate to. So I treated my youngest brother the way I would have treated my little sister if I had one. As soon as my mom had left the house, I'd paint Ahmed's nails, I'd put clips on his hair, and I'd make him play dolls with me. Unfortunately, my little game came to an end when my mom discovered my mischievous behavior. Nevertheless, the activities I engaged myself in cultivated my interests. First, my interest in sports comes from my siblings who always had time for football. In fact, this interest grew with me to allow me to get into Bahrain's national volleyball team. Second, my interest in baking comes from cooking with my parents. The pleasant feeling I get from sharing something that I did on my own is what had kept me wanting to develop the skill further and further. Last but not least, my interest in engineering comes from my father, who does not have an educational background in engineering, yet can answer many engineering-related questions. Certainly, the activities I did and my interests cultivated my character's development. Growing up amongst 3 boys had taught me to first understand others so that they could understand me. Reinstating, my mom held on to the name Haneen for a few years until I was introduced to the world. Growing up, I was the only girl amongst 3 boys. However, the activities I did contributed to my character development and the person I am today. After being part of Toastmasters for a few months, 2 of the many lessons that I have learned are as follows. First, it's important to connect with your audience. In doing so, you would be able to help the audience understand the importance of what is being said and why does that matter to them. Only then the audience would be able to think, feel, and reflect on what is being said, which allows the message to resonate within them. Secondly, I learned from being part of truly exceptional speakers that experimenting with different techniques and trying different approaches and taking risks is what helped me develop my communication skills in Toastmasters. And I have honestly been trying to implement that in the speeches that I previously have done, which resulted in positive outcomes. Nevertheless, I'm hopeful that my contribution in Toastmasters will bring out the best in me. Nevertheless, The quest to answer the why remains with both Dina and myself. Thank you. Back to you, Master of Ceremony.
Wow, amazing, amazing as always. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Haneen. And yes, we are so honored, so proud to have you with us. This is your third speech, fourth speech, I lost count, but we are really happy to have you in the club, and we'd definitely love to hear more and more from you. May I ask our great timer, who I can only see his head, by the way, your head is visible. Can we have only 30 seconds? Can we have 30 seconds to provide feedback to our speakers? And in the 30th second, please give me red light. So please, let's provide feedback to our speakers in the chat box. Previously, for those who maybe haven't attended our physical meeting, we used to have this done. Go ahead, go ahead. Thank you so much, Mr. Timer, and thank you for our DJ, for the moderator slash president slash everything. Thank you so much for the nice music. All right, let's move on to the next speaker, another great speaker, the champion, not just for the club, I think even in the district, BTM Saleh Ali Saleh. But before I move to him, let me move to his evaluator, who is another also champion of evaluation, not just in Babco, but also in Bahrain and in District 20. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawroz, and I would love to hear from him his love to the beloved Kingdom of Bahrain. Please.
Thank you, Master of the Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and most honorable guests. Excuse me because I was caught when I was on flight to Turkey, but I insisted to join you guys in that meeting. When you are giving back to your country, you are not really giving back to total strangers. Your family is there, so it's as good as if you're giving back to your family, to your kids. They say if you plant a tree today, your kids will rest below it tomorrow. And am I supposed to continue, or I would say back to you?
Objectives, please.
Okay, the objective of our speaker tonight is to introduce the value of mentorship and the Toastmaster view of mentor and Portuguese. Mentors and Portuguese. I don't know if I got the spelling right, but
Proteges.
it's a Portuguese. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of previous experience as a Portuguese. Okay, and with this, I give back the control to MC with high expectations and humorous expectations from our speaker tonight. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawroz, from joining. I don't know whether this is really the airport because I can see the flag is waving. So are you on the plane right now? But thank you so much as well for joining us. And let's move on to our speaker, BTM Saleh Ali Saleh. When I asked him about that same question, his response was, Bahraini are distinguished people in giving, and everyone who lives on its land become a giver. Volunteering in all that serves the community is how I give back to Bahrain. Please put your hands together to welcome our second speaker for today's special event, BTM Saleh Ali Saleh, with a speech title, Thinking Like a Woman. Thinking Like a Woman, BTM Saleh Ali Saleh.
My wife asked me to help her in choosing a car. Once we entered the car agency, the sales advisor jumped to us and started welcoming my wife and showing the cars, explaining about the car. I asked myself, am I invisible? Is there any things written in my face say, don't greet him or don't look at him? For Toastmasters and most welcome guests, good evening. But when I start thinking in this, I understand that sales advisor is a smart guy. He knows that if a man bringing his wife to buy a car, that means you are not the chooser. You are the treasurer. If I will access that salesman head and try to figure out what he was thinking, what he saw was this. A lady entered to the showroom with a walking ATM. Or maybe you hear about the superhero, a Spider-Man, Iron Man. He sees me as a dinar man. So we go to the main question. How to think like a woman. The woman have skills men don't have. One of the woman's skills, when your phone fall from your hands and your wife helped you by grabbing the phone, the first things she will do is slapping you in your face. Why? But if we rewind the scenes in slow motion, your wife grabbed the phone and she break in the phone and checked your browsing history and look at your face and start screaming, cheater! Then she slapped you in the face. What we saw, only the slap. But the woman did a scene from Indian movie. She stopped the time, checked your phone, then slapped you. The main difference between the men's and the women, women always thinking, their mind always continuous working, analyzing everything. Mind or men mind, did they have a mind? Men, I question to you all, Toastmaster. Oh, sorry, a men Toastmaster. Did you notice that? Did you notice that DTM Khalid Abdullah painted his mustache tonight? I know nobody noticed that. But if we will go to him, DTM Khalid, there is something strange in your face. A biryani smell. He ate a biryani. DTM Khalid, biryani smell? No, this is my new perfume. But the woman did notice that painting. They are already analyzed everything. The color code, the cause of painting, why tonight, and the initial report started everywhere. Or in other words, the rumors started. Khalid will marry tonight again. For the Toastmaster, I remember the only day I used my mind to think like you ladies. I failed because I don't know how to turn a compliment into an argument. For example, at that day, I said, honey, my wife, you look beautiful today. She replied, beautiful today. So I wasn't beautiful before that. No. Sorry, I meant to say that the first time I met you, I was dazzled by your beauty. So if you never meet me, I will be ugly. Nobody will look at me. Thanks God. Thanks God, Saleh, you meet me before, so I look beautiful tonight. Ladies, we as a men love you, even of the way of how you're thinking progress. You are perfect in everything. Only one option to be added to your thinking ability. A small button in your mind labeled with a clear history. And back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DTM, Saleh, Ali Saleh, for thinking like a woman. And yes, I never painted my mustache, but okay, good idea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DTM, Saleh, Ali Saleh. Please, timer, give him 30 seconds and let's give him feedback. And you will never have that button. DTM, Saleh.
وسيرتها عبقت في عينها كل النجوم تلألأت بحرين شمس النهار درجات بحرين ربانها قاد المسير للعلا قولا وفعلا فارتقت تألقت.
Thank you to our timer, and thanks to our DJ / moderator / president. I don't know that I should continue saying this to you. Okay. He's enjoying the music, so that's why he continued even the music. Great. Thank you so much for both of our amazing speakers for their speeches and for the preparation to the love of this kingdom, Bahrain. Okay, no one, everyone is sleeping. I said Bahrain. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fatima. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alfish, Toastmaster Arfan. There you go. Thank you so much, Toastmaster PK Parashara. I failed to do this, so that's why I suggested doing it on the reaction. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing the love of our kingdom, Bahrain. Let's move on to the next segment of today's agenda. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zainab. She's the most attentive, mashallah. Which would be table topics. And for table topic session today, we have a veteran, distinguished Toastmasters, one of the backbones of this club. And one of the reasons I joined Toastmaster and I'm still in Toastmasters as one of my first mentors, DTM Walid Othman. When I asked distinguished Toastmaster Walid Othman about his love to this kingdom. He said, I serve the kingdom of Bahrain by volunteering my time in serving our sports community. I was a member of Bahrain Bowling Association for 12 years, mashallah. And I also served as a member in the Bahrain Gymnastics Association for 4 years. And of course, for those who don't know, he has been there since day one of this beloved club. Please put your hands together to welcome our table topic masters, distinguished Toastmasters, Waleed Uthman.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, DTM Khalid Abdullah. And thank you, Mr. President, for the music. Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, we come to the most enjoyable, most fun part of any Toastmaster meeting, the table topic session, where we learn to think on our feet. And it's a very important skill to have, especially for DTM Saleh when he's faced by his wife, to come up with quick responses to any questions she brings up to him. Table topics is the part where you have to think, organize, listen to the question, and then present a mini 1 to 2 minute speech. Tonight, we have a few questions, and I have a request. I don't want to pick speakers for the questions.
I can't choose.
I want, no, you cannot choose, DTM Saleh. I want people to come forward and volunteer. So, are you ready to start the fun? Yes?
Born ready.
Born ready. So who is our first volunteer? Well, Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawrouz has his hand up. Toastmaster Abdurrahman. Where has 2 and 4 gone? Oh, they're below the pictures. You have 1 to 4. Pick a number.
Saleh, pick a number.
3.
يلا نعطيه بما انه ما اختار هذه يختار الرقم.
At least he picked something.
Yeah, that should keep him quiet a little bit.
So, Toastmaster Abdurrahman, what can you personally do to improve the lives of others? What can you personally do to improve the lives of others? Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawrouz.
Dear Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most honorable guests, good evening. Mahatma Gandhi once said, be the change that you want to see in life. So things start within. And a very wise man once said, don't see yourself as a drop in the ocean, because you can be the ocean in a drop. The best thing that one can do for improving others is to be the best version of himself. Whatever you do it to the extreme where you do it the way that you best possibly can. By this, you will be giving a quality product, maybe a product that you are developing, or you can give a quality service, may it be a service that you provide. Regardless of what you do, if you become a role model and be good in what you are doing, you set the path and you give a role model. In Babco Toastmasters, we have role models, people who have invested in themselves, and by investing in themselves, they became role models for others to follow. So one way of helping others is you start within, as Mahatma Gandhi said, as I spoke earlier. Be the best version of yourself. Whenever you do something, do it to the extreme best possible way. And back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdulrada. Excellent explanation of how you can improve the lives of others. So who will be our second volunteer? Yes, Toastmaster Abdurrahman. Yes, thank you very much.
من زمان ما تكلمت ما تحكيت.
Yes, it's time to hear your wise words. So you have 1, 2, and 4.
1, 2, and 4. How about 1? Always 1. Be number 1 always.
Yes, and you are number 1.
No. I'll try to be. Allah ma'ali.
What is your first childhood memory of the National Day celebration, and what makes it so special? What is your first childhood memory of the National Day celebration, and what makes it so special? Toastmaster Arfan Natiq.
Distinguished Toastmaster Walid, table topic master of the evening, my fellow Toastmasters, all these beautiful faces and names on this screen of mine here. Good evening to you all. Happy National Day to you all. Time when we can start now. National Day, what does it mean to any one of us? It can mean a lot. You cannot put a perfect definition for it. It's what's in your heart and what you really believe as a citizen in any country you may be, what that country, that home means to you, and what you can give to that home you're living in. Me, at this age, I will not tell you how old I am. I've been through lots of events that I have witnessed, celebrations of the National Day throughout my life. I recall when I was a kid in Rafah, we used to see all these fireworks. At that time, there were no buildings, no civilization, and everything went pitch dark at night. So when there was like fireworks, it was wonderful, amazing. I don't recall much of it, but I remember seeing it. However, my childhood memory of the National Day was on the National Day, we used to rush to Al-Istiqlal Highway and wait there for 2-3 hours before all these, how do you call it, the carnival, the cars used to come, all these big trucks, and they used to represent companies and ministries. And of course, there were no dancers on those trucks. There were just people. That was like a great thing for me to wait for it every year and watch those trucks going by throughout the evening. And I really miss that a lot. Back to you, Toastmaster Walid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arfan. I said we'll hear some wise words from you, and we did. And now we have 2 questions, but we only have time for one of them. So yes, Muhammad Jaber has raised his hand, and he will be our last table topic commentator. So we have number 2 and number 4. Please choose one.
Hi, hello. So I'll go for number 2.
Number 2. What is your happiest memory and what makes it special? What is your happiest memory and what makes it special? Toastmaster Mohammed, over to you.
Hello. Hello and good evening to everybody, fellow guests and the Toastmaster legends. So, drawing some inspiration from the previous question, I would say one of my best memories would be back in, I think, 2002, back when I was 4 years old, when I witnessed the fireworks, I'm not sure where exactly, on the National Day celebration. I remember this particular moment because I was aware of it. I was aware of everybody around me. I was aware of my country, and I was aware of the significance of the events. Coincidentally, as I grew up, I realized how important Bahrain is to me as a citizen and how important it is for me to recognize my role in its future. Years passed by, and here am I working, I believe, in the most important company in the economy of Bahrain, and feeling the responsibility and significance of it. Therefore, looking back, taking a bird's eye view, that is one of the most important and happiest memories I've ever had. And thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Jaber, for those very wonderful memories that you shared with us. And with that, we conclude the most inspiring and fun session of the meeting, Table Topics. And back to you, our distinguished Toastmaster, Khalid Abdullah. Unless you are in another meeting. Should we have the fourth question until you are ready?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Walid Othman. Yes, I'm already in another meeting as well, and I'm doing a chief judge briefing. But that's the beauty of having a virtual meeting. So thank you so much for all of the table topics commentator, and thanks, distinguished Toastmasters Walid Othman, for showing your love to the Kingdom of Bahrain. I see Toastmaster Abdullah is busy. I see everyone. Yes, Toastmaster Abdullah Nawruz, Toastmaster Zainab still hanging on. Who is awake with me? Can I have more awake? Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheikha. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hussein. And thank you so much for everyone to show the love of our kingdom, the Kingdom of Bahrain. Amazing. So now we are getting into the next segment, which is another exciting segment. It's an interactive activity that will be presented by Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud. Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud, he joined Babco in 2020. He got a BSc in Mechanical Engineering, works in LSDP. He gives to Bahrain by volunteering in Injaz and Ministry of Youth and Sports. And he is the wild card when it comes to Babco Toastmaster Club. He is none other than Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud, and I would love to hear from you. How are you giving back to the Kingdom of Bahrain? So please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud.
Thank you so much, DTM Square, DTM Khalid Abdullah. My name is Sayyid Mahmoud, and to answer your question, I'm giving back to Bahrain every day by being an essential worker in the LSDP complex. And I'm actually all the way in Istanbul, and I'm being essential by giving you this segment all the way 3,000 miles away. So I'm going to give you a small competition. All questions will have multiple answers.
Maybe
to choose from.
Maybe we have to meet later.
Yes, it's okay. Give me a call. The link should be in the chat box. Please join, choose your name, and we will start shortly. I'll be commentating, reading the questions, and we're going to have a fun time. Just please write your name so I can know who you are.
Where is the link?
The link should be in the chat box.
بالعدال اخوي احنا يبي لنا five times the time others needed. لا بالعدال. chat box شنو في chat box؟
Not there.
ما في chat box.
Not there.
Nothing.
The link is not there. ما علي عرفان, no hard feelings.
Okay,
احنا
it's
كلنا ما
not only
شفنا.
us, Arfan.
Our moderator, Mr. President, can you share?
Our moderator,
حتى احنا الصغار
Mr.
ما
President,
شفنا.
can you share the link?
We'll share the link. The link is here.
Okay, now it's here.
انزين لحظة عاد اصبر الشير يبي له براح 5 ساعات تسوي له كوبي هني. اصبر واحدة عاد. نكتب HTTPS بقى ولا ما يحتاج؟
Okay, I can see DTM Wade has joined. Okay, people are joining, so that's good. Oh. Okay, 11, 12. Yalla, we want everybody. It's more fun when everybody is joining.
شو نسوي الحين؟
We're just waiting for everybody to join and we will start shortly. We will give them another minute.
I'm in Hong Kong.
HK. Whose initials are HK? Hussein Khamis. Toastmaster Hussein Khamis, the one and only.
Hong Kong.
هاي أول سؤال كان.
Okay, I guess time is up.
Test question.
Okay, I guess time is up and we. Yes, Dr. Zainab.
Who was gonna ask the question? The questions are all Bahrain themed, so you should be all able to answer it
شو
easily.
نسوي الحين بس؟
Now we will
ديوان؟
start. Nope. Now we will start. When did Bahrain gain independence from Britain? 1970, 1971, 1972, or 1973? Time is up.
1971.
Quick, huh?
Okay. And we have in first place, okay, we have 4 right answers for 1971. And now let's go to the next question. Where can you find this famous monument? By the way, it flies all around Bahrain during the day, and during the night it goes to sleep in one space. Where is that space? Okay, time is up. And now we have Sheikha in first place, and we have 8 right answers. It is in Muharraq, by the way.
That's because she's محرقية.
Okay, one of these names was not an old name for Bahrain. Arados, Tylos, Awal, or Dilmun. Time is up. And we have 4 right answers.
You don't show us the results مثل هذاك ثاني.
I'm going to show the results when we are done.
Not fair.
But I can read you. I have them in my phone over there. But it's easier for me to have the question in front of me.
وايد سريع خلص الوقت وايد سريع.
I put it as 10 seconds, so it's more competitive. You need to think on your feet. Moving on to
ما قلت
next
10.
question. Bahrain is famous for diving for this beautiful gemstone: diamonds, emeralds, pearls, or opals.
Diamonds, emeralds, pearls, or opals.
Time's up. I'm wondering if anybody thinks diamonds comes from the sea. Okay, we have mostly. Oh, there are actually one answer diamond. I can't tell you who. Someone answers diamond. Let's go to the next question. Bahrain used to be known as the island of a million speed bumps, rivers, palm trees, coffee, burger, and karak shops. I think if you add them up by now, they reach a million, but don't quote me on that. Okay, we have a full house. Everybody answered palm trees. Good to know. When was the GCC, or the Gulf Cooperation Council, founded? In 1980, 1981, 1982, or 1983? Okay, the answer is 1981. We had 4 right answers. Moving to the next question. Bahrain was the blank GCC country to discover oil. First, second, third, or fourth? If you don't answer this question right, I think your page may not work tomorrow. So think before you answer. Okay, everybody answered right. Okay, you can come to work tomorrow. Bahrain was the first country in the GCC to discover oil.
First country, yeah.
And we go to the next question. Bahrain's famous pottery craftsmanship is known to be from this village: Sitra, Al-Hassam, Tubli, or Ali?
Tubli, Tubli, Tubli.
Mute everybody.
I'm just the host. Our moderator, can you please mute everybody? And the answer is Ali, and everybody answered right. Maybe because somebody told them the answer, but it's okay. Nope. Okay, the next question was not shown to me, so I don't know what happened, but Toastmaster Sheikh actually in first place right now. She answered correctly. Okay, let's go to the next question. Hopefully it shows up to my screen. It's froze for a second. When did King Fahd Causeway open? 1983, 1984, 1985, or 1986? Time's up. And the answer is 1986. So that was a couple of decades before I was born. Okay, going to next question. The south point of Bahrain is known as Ras Hayyan, Ras Al Bar, Ras Abu Jarjur, or Ras Ghlis. And the answer is Ras Al Bar. They're mostly right answers. Going to the next question. What team won the first Bahrain Grand Prix in 2004? Was it Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, or BMW? And the answer is Ferrari. They are just as red as Bahrain. And the leaderboard are still the same. Toastmaster Sheikha in the first place, but anybody can take her. There are less than a dozen of this unit globally, but it will be a part of BMP, a CDU, RHCU, LBOU, or SRU. Okay, this is a question for the OPD people. I had to put one question there just to give them the upper hand. And the answer is RHCU, and we had mostly right answers. Toastmaster knows I think you missed that question. Well, better luck for the next question. Bahrain banned importing artificial pearls after they've been developed by this country. France, India, Russia, or Japan? A land in the Far East. And that country was Japan. And we had most of the right answers. And we have one more question. The first hospital in Bahrain is Awali Hospital, Salmaniya Hospital, the American Mission Hospital, or the military hospital known as BDF. The picture of Awali Hospital was a trick. If you answered Awali Hospital, unfortunately, it was the wrong answer. It was the American Mission Hospital. And by that, we finished our questions. And the winner is, drum roll please, is Toastmaster Sheikha. And in second place, it's MJ. And in third place, it is Buali. Thank you all for participating. You are all have a very deep knowledge of Bahrain, some more than other. I hope you found this segment fun. And back to you, Master of Ceremony.
Wow, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud, all the way from Turkey, and having such interactions. Yes, I agree with Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawruz. It was really very fast, very quick. And we tried it before as well coming here. That's why I did not participate. No, I know my luck. That's why I did not participate. But going back to our theme, we're all here giving back to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Zainab is the only one awake, although I don't see her. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alpesh. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hussein Khamis. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawruz. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Walid Osman. Thank you so much, Rai Kumar. Thank you so much to everyone who showed their love to the Kingdom of Bahrain. I have a series of responses, and looking at the time, I would not be able to read all, but let me just go randomly and pick someone who was supposed to be here today, but for the call of a duty, he could not make it. It was Toastmaster Hassan Lashur. He was supposed to be one of the speakers. When I asked him about how he wants to show his giving back, he said, as you may be aware that today was a very tough day for Babco, where most of the units had to be emergency shut down. I'm supposed to deliver a speech tonight, but unfortunately I would not be able to do it. I will be in the refinery with my colleagues giving back to Bahrain by ensuring that units are brought back to operation as soon as possible, and most importantly, in a very safe manner. Shouldn't that deserve a round of applause?
Certainly.
Thank you so much, everyone, for giving back to Bahrain. Thank you so much for such an enjoyment, Toastmaster Zainab. You are today on fire. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today for this important meeting, for the love of this Kingdom of Bahrain. With this, I hand the control back to our DJ / moderator / president. All yours.
Thank you, DTM Khalid Abdullah, our master of ceremonies, who has basically taken us into such a wonderful journey. Back, what are we giving back to Bahrain? Such a great theme. Now, as we approach to the end of this meeting, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Division D Director, DTM Suresh Babu, and I would like to kindly ask you, DTM Suresh Babu, for a short message.
Thank you, President Toastmaster Muhammad Ali, International Director, Region 11, DTM Ali Shabazz, District PQD, DTM Khalid Abdullah, all the Toastmasters of Babco Toastmasters Club, honorable guests, a warm good evening. Let me wish you a very happy Bahrain National Day. It's very difficult to give address at the end of a meeting because half of them are in the mood to go off and many of them are automatically switched off after hearing so many things in the meeting. So it's very difficult. Even I was very happy to find in the agenda not my name for addressing. So I was very happy, thoroughly enjoying the meeting as a listener. And all of a sudden, this comes to me to give an address. But anyway, I am a Toastmaster, so I won't back off. And I don't need a message to fuel Babco Toastmasters Club because you are already fueled by Babco. And more than that, the passion and commitment towards Toastmasters keeps you going. I came to Bahrain in 1995, 96, you can say. Bahrain was celebrating Silver Jubilee, National Day Silver Jubilee. I even witnessed fireworks at Rifah. And now I am very fortunate to see Bahrain celebrating 50th National Day. So you guessed by now how many years I am in Bahrain. So it's almost second home to me. As DTM Khalid Abdullah said, sometimes we feel we are more than Bahraini. So we are into the culture, we are into the brotherhood, we enjoy Arabic food, we go out with our Arabic friends. So we feel very comfortable, we feel like at home. So it has given me a lot. So as rightly the team said, giving back. We have given back to Bahrain, we continue to give back to Bahrain what all we learned, what all we earned. So we'll give back to Bahrain. And in short, in life, giving back is very important because nobody remembers a person for what he has received in life. People always remember persons, what they have given back to the world. So giving back is one of the foremost duty of every human being. So I will not go into detail about the communication and leadership skills of Toastmasters because it's like a fish talking about water. We are in the ocean, we are in the water. So I won't be talking about communication and leadership skills. But what I found myself in Toastmasters, 3 C's. The first C is comfort zone. So when you join Toastmaster, you are getting out of your comfort zone. They say life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So when you want to join Toastmaster, you are taken a decision to get out of your comfort zone, to get rid of stage fear, to want to become a very good communicator and to lead, be a good leader. So you are getting out of comfort. That is what Toastmasters makes you. It gets you out of your comfort zone so that you can taste success and whatever you want in your life. Number 2 is commitment. What I felt is in life, if you are not committed, you will not start off anything. Only when you're committed, you will start doing things. So when you start doing some things, you're already committed. So as leaders, we are committed to grow as leaders and grow good communicators. So commitment is the must in life. If you're not committed, you will not start off anything in life. And then comes consistency. If you don't do anything consistently, regularly, you will not finish anything. So consistency is the key in life. If you are not consistent, you will not achieve anything in your life. So in short, comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone, have commitments, then have consistency so that you'll be very successful in your life, as well as you can contribute to the society. Because when you become a better version of yourself, the contribution is much more over there. When I talk about the CC, actually, I can tell you a role model, a person who's the eligible person for this double CC. It's not a competent communicator, but he is a competent communicator. He is none other than DTM Khalid Abdullah. Actually, I learned from him how to be consistent, how to go after things and get it done, how you should be committed. Kudos to DTM Khalid Abdullah. He is much younger than me, but I learned a lot from him actually when I joined Toastmasters. So thank you so much. I had a wonderful evening. Wish you all the best. And once again, very happy National Day. Back to President Muhammad Ali.
Thank you, Division D Director DTM Suresh, for your kind words and for the Triple C code. It's really inspiring. Now, as we approach to the end of this meeting, I am sure such meetings have always been attended by our BOBCO management, and I would like to assure all of the members today that up to the emergency that happened during in the refinery in the morning, I had very positive messages and feedback from different GMs and acting DCA as well, that they are looking forward to attend this meeting. After all, I would like to call one of our most senior Toastmasters, and I think he is one of the members that I personally call the Godfather. He is none other than Toastmaster Arfan Natiq to deliver a very quick words about this event as a Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Muhammad, Master of the ceremonies tonight, and again, my all fellow Toastmasters and our honorable guests, good evening once again. I had my turn as a table topic commentator, so you're making use of me to talk again. I'm not sure really what to say. You are all above what I really want to say anything about. You as Toastmasters, this club as one of the dearest things to my heart. Many of you know that, how I love this club and all the members in it and what this club represents to me personally. I just want to tell you that this club in particular, you talking about Toastmasters in general, I talk about BOBCO Toastmasters Club in particular, is a platform for any person who wants to be a better person. I always believe that this is not a place for someone who wants to come and demonstrate his talents and skills, and sorry for using the phrase show off. I have this, I can do this, I can. Fine, you can, yes, but this is a platform for learning, for being a better person. And I've seen this through the 14 years of the life of this club. And I just heard that we want to have a BOBCO Toastmasters member soon at the international contest, which we have not had it yet. To me, as long as you are striving, as long as you are attempting to develop yourself day after day to be a better person, that's the greatest achievement you can do. And there is no end to it. When you see in Olympics, the 100-meter race, do you know how long do they train for that? 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, just for, what is the fastest? Anybody knows what's the fastest record on 100 meters sprint?
9.7.
So you train for 10 years for 9 seconds. And once it's done, all the 8 top runners go back to their changing room. And I guess 2 or 3 of them get a medal, and the medal goes to the cupboards, and it's all over. What was important to them was those 10 years that they made the attempt, all those exercises, all those hard days they had, nights they couldn't sleep. That was the beautiful thing in their attempt and their strive to reach that 9 seconds moment. So that's what I really want to share with you. And we will always be together, do it together. Always, when you wake up, what am I going to do today that I didn't do yesterday? What am I better in today that I was not a week ago, a month ago, a year ago? What am I capable to do? So that's all I want to say. And as I said, I'm very proud to be still a member of this club because I really love to see all of you. And you don't believe it? Come and see me. I'll make you understand what I mean. Back to you, Toastmaster Muhammad.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arfan Natiq, for your great message. Yes, I'm going to quote some other members' quote. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Yes, true. And in Toastmasters, the journey matters a lot, and the learning we get from every single event we participate in, from every single meeting, every single role we take, and every single speech we deliver. Now, I'm not sure whether you can hear me or not because all the pictures are frozen.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yes, yes, we can hear you clearly.
All right. Now, with this, I like to wish you all a happy National Day. And it's time to call meeting number 352 adjourned.
Group picture.
Yes, let's have a
picture.
group picture now. Our
There is no
VTPR,
evaluation. There is no evaluation session.
there is
ما
no
شفت الأجندة.
evaluation session.
You send